Hi guys, I hope that you're all having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a small leather good that has quickly become one of my favorites, and that is the Gucci Ophidia Key Pouch. Ophidia. I always feel like I'm saying it wrong every time that I say it. Anyways, this guy, I wanted to share pros, cons, size comparisons, and just in general how I've been feeling about it. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? All right, so right off the bat, I absolutely love it. Like I said before, it's quickly become one of my go-to small leather goods for various reasons. But before we get into those, let me share the measurements. So the key pouch is approximately 5.5 inches in length. It is 3 inches in height and 1 inch in depth. It doesn't feature any exterior pockets. It doesn't have any feet along the bottom. It does have the GG Supreme canvas. It also has leather trimmings, the gold hardware, and the signature Gucci webbing in the red and green. It also has a top zip closure that opens up like so to reveal an open compartment. It doesn't have any slip pockets. It does have the brown fabric, and it also has a chain with a little key ring at the very bottom that ends up going in there. And then the tag says Gucci made in Italy. So that is it. That is all she wrote. And it currently retails for $390 here in the States. Now, as far as pros go, the #1 pro, in my opinion, hands down, is the versatility. My goodness, the fact that you can incorporate this into your lifestyle various ways, I think is amazing. And you guys know how I feel about versatility when it comes to small leather goods, when it comes to handbags, or just when it comes to luxury goods in general. I am a huge fan of versatility. And this guy is absolutely amazing. You can use it as a wallet, as a mini handbag, as a catch-all, as a mini makeup case. I've seen some people use it as a bag charm. I feel like the possibilities are endless when it comes to this. It is definitely incredibly deceiving because even though it is small, trust me when I tell you it packs a punch. And I will be sharing with you guys just how much you can end up fitting inside of this small leather good. And even though I've had it for a few months, I still feel, I'm still surprised every time that I end up using it, just how much I can end up fitting in here. But anywho, another pro is the size. It literally fits in the palm of your hand. So that way, if I wanted to maximize the space inside of my smaller handbags, I have that option if I wanted to use this, or if I wanted to use it inside of my larger handbags, of course, it would end up fitting in there as well, no problem. So I love that. Another pro is how durable it is. Now, I've had this for a few months now. I haven't babied it. I've put it through the ringer and I've used it so incredibly much. And so far, so good. No issues with rips, no issues with tears, no pop stitches. There are no scratches on the hardware. I honestly thought that I would end up having some hairline scratches, but there are none. This literally looks exactly the way that it did when I first got it. So I think that's pretty amazing. So, I mean, like I said before, I feel like this guy definitely has a lot of pros. Now, when it comes to cons, I think that it has one con, and even then, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I thought I would mention it just in case. Even though it is small and it is incredibly spacious, it's also a little bit on the bulbous side. So it is a little bit bulky. And even though you can end up maximizing your space inside of your smaller handbags, there's also an extent to how much space you can maximize in those bags as well. Because if you try to fit other items with this, and if it's a really small bag, it might take away from something else that you really wanted to carry with you. But then again, you can end up fitting those items in here. So really, it comes down to playing Tetris, if you will, inside of your smaller handbags and what it is that you want to carry. But like I said, I still wanted to mention it just in case because it is a little bit on the bulky side. I mean, you're not going to be able to fit this inside of a Chanel wallet on chain or anything like that. But something, maybe a smaller handbag that's a little bit bigger, you can definitely get away with using it, no problem whatsoever. So again, just thought I would mention it just in case. I was also talking to someone on Instagram the other day, and she had mentioned that for her, this item would be perfect if it had an interior pocket, and I can definitely see that. The fact that it doesn't have an interior pocket definitely isn't a, it's not a deal breaker for me, But if it had the interior pocket, not only would it make it easier to be able to organize the items that you wanted to carry in here, but I feel like it would also give you a little bit better access to those items if you wanted to. Sorry, there's someone like looking in, in the window, kind of caught me off guard. What was I saying? I feel like I was so serious and and now it kind of like threw me for a loop. What was I saying? Oh, the slip pocket. So the slip pocket, not only would it help for you to be able to organize those items, but I think it would also give you easier access to those items. Like for example, if you wanted to put your driver's license, some cash and your credit card in here, it makes it easier instead of having to fumble around the small leather good versus it just being an open compartment. So I also thought I would mention that. And in the future, if they did end up incorporating that slip pocket, I definitely feel that it would end up benefiting this small leather good greatly, but I don't think that it's a deal breaker. And another con that I've heard people talk about is the price point. Now, it is a little bit on the pricier side when it comes to a small leather good, considering that there are other small leather goods from other fashion houses that are very similar to this, but they have a better price point, which I can definitely see that as well. However, I feel like this one has a slightly bigger edge to it. And I'm not saying that this is the end all be all when it comes to a key pouch, definitely not, because there are so many amazing key pouches out there. But the ones, for example, that I have within my collection, I feel like this one definitely has that edge that some of the others don't have, which I will talk about in just a second as well. So like I said, yes, it does have a couple cons depending upon how you end up seeing this item. But for me, I feel like it has one, if even a con. I feel like it has more pros than cons in general. I just think it's a great item. I know that they also have this available in the Marmont, and I believe, don't quote me on it, I believe that one comes in at $540 or maybe $450. I can't remember, but I'm hoping that Gucci will end up making this a staple item and they'll end up incorporating it with other collections as well. I know that sometimes it is sold out on the website. As of this recording, it is currently available on the Gucci website. I will put links on the description box below if you guys want to check it out. Now, as far as size comparisons go, here it is next to the Louis Vuitton key pouch. As you can see, they are both similar in length. They're also similar in height, even though the Ophidia is just a tad taller than the Louis Vuitton key pouch. But of course, the biggest difference is the depth. And as I mentioned previously, this one has approximately a 1 inch depth versus this one is a lot more slender. But they are pretty similar. And I also wanted to show you guys the chain that it has on the interior, because the Louis Vuitton one is a little bit longer than the Ophidia. I don't think I'm ever going to say it right. There we go. So you can see that the Louis Vuitton one, you have a little bit more play versus this one. But of course, there are the key rings. This one's a little bit thicker as well. And as far as the opening, here is of course, the key pouch of the Louis Vuitton, and then here is the Ophidia. So I feel like you have a lot more, you definitely have a lot more space with this one. You can see everything at a glance, whereas this one might be a little bit more difficult. But I've also been asked if I think that the Ophidia is better than the Louis Vuitton key pouch. You know, I don't think that one is better than the other. It just really comes down to what it is that you want to carry and the type of handbag that you're using. If you have a very slender handbag, such as a wallet on chain, and if you wanted to carry a pouch with you, this would be ideal for it because it is so slender. Versus this one, there's no way you're gonna be able to get it in there. But if you had a bigger, smaller handbag, this would end up fitting in there no problem. And it really goes back to how bulbous it is and what I was mentioning before. before, the extent of how much space you can end up, you can end up getting with this versus something like this. So I do think that they're both great. I know that some of you guys are probably thinking, okay, why can't you just answer the question? I don't necessarily, like I said before, I don't think that one is better than the other. It just depends on what it is that you want to carry with you. I've had this key pouch forever and a day. I think I've had it for 14 or 15 years. I've had it for a very long time. It's been one of my go-to small leather goods for so many years. I pretty much end up incorporating it into my handbag one way or another every single day. And I think it's awesome. And I have been able to incorporate it the same way that I've been able to incorporate the Ophidia. But the fact that I am able to carry a little bit more with me in this one, I just think makes it a little bit, I don't know, it makes it a little bit, I wouldn't say better. It just, I guess you could say for a pack rat like myself, it definitely ends up giving it that edge that this one doesn't end up having. So that's what I'm gonna leave it at. But I do think that both of them are great. And I also get asked about the mini pochettes. So here it is next to the mini pochettes. Of course, you can see that this one is considerably larger. It's a lot taller. And the Ophidia is just a tad wider than the mini pochette. And with this one, I really don't think that there is a comparison, just because, well, I guess you could say there's a slight comparison, because I also end up incorporating this the same way I do this, but this one fits a lot more. I'm able to fit like 3 or 4 more lipsticks plus a hand cream and my eye drops and a few more items in here versus this. So all 3 of these pretty much serve the same purpose. It just boils down to the type of bag that you're using and what it is that you want to carry with you. Are you going for the bare essentials, or do you have a little bit more space where you have a little bit more play and you can carry a few more items with you? But still, I think that these are wonderful. So I just thought I would bring those out because I do get asked those questions, as to which one's better, or if I can show you guys a side-by-side comparison. I also want to show you guys how to open up the key ring, because I know that it can be a little bit tricky. So here is the key ring, and all you do is you end up pulling on this bar part at the bottom. You end up pulling away, and then you're able to put your keys in there, and then it locks back into place. So let me do it again. So this bar here, you slide it over, put your keys in, and then it kind of locks back into place. So it's very, very secure. I haven't had any issues with my keys falling off of here either. I put it on my belt loops as well, no problem. I know that, like I said before, that key ring can be a little bit tricky. Now, let me show you guys some of the items that you can end up carrying in here. The other day, I actually ended up using it as a mini handbag. The only thing that doesn't fit in here when I use it as a mini handbag is, of course, my phone. And whenever I use this as a mini handbag, my phone is either in my back pocket or it's in my hand. But I'm talking about the bare essentials. When I don't want to carry a handbag, when I don't want to carry, a little bit of a bigger small leather good or anything like that, when I want to carry something like this, I'm able to fit everything that I need. We're talking driver's license, cash, credit card, keys, key fob, lipstick, headache medicine, my hair ties, and as well as my, not bobby pins, what are these called? I forget what they're called, but anyways, they're kind of like bobby pins. Those guys I end up carrying with me everywhere, and I have them all over my car. But anywho, all of those things fit in here, no problem. Very, very deceiving. As I've said before, this is one of the Mary Poppins of small leather goods, if I've ever seen one. So let me just share that with you guys. All right, here we are. These are the items that I was carrying when I was using the Gucci Ophidia Key Pouch as a handbag. These are my bare essentials. The only thing missing, of course, is my phone, but those essentials being my key fob, hair clips, my headache medicine, and I do get a lot of questions on this container. It is a pill container. It was a gift, but I have seen them at the Container Store. I also have a lipstick, some gum. You know me, I have to have gum with me at all times in my handbag. I can't have any type of dragon breath or anything like that. So I have some gum, some cash, a stack of cards. The Costco card is just here to represent cards, but in this stack I have my driver's license, a credit card, my insurance information, as well as a gift card, my house keys, and 2 hair ties. That is it. All of that is gonna fit in here, no problem. And like I said, these are my bare essentials. All right, so let's get into this. Now, in order to really maximize the space, I do end up taking out the little keychain. And I do end up putting the cash in first. I end up folding it. I know some people aren't a fan of folding cash, but I end up putting that in first, and I put it up against the lining. Next, I put the stack of cards in, and that kind of serves as a divider. So I have that. Then I end up putting in my key fob because it is a little bit on the bulky side, but I put it on its side. There we go. Then I put in the gum. Next, then I put in the headache medicine, and this guy fits perfectly on the side. There we go. Then I put in, of course, my hair ties, and these hair ties I also have like all over my car as well because I feel like I lose these all the time. Do you guys have the same problem? Then I put my hair clips. Those go in the side there. My keys, those also fit in there. And last but not least, my lipstick, and I'm able to close it up and no problem. Voila. So the zipper here is just a tad bit wonky, not too bad. I'm sure if I kind of rearrange them, I wouldn't have that because I actually didn't have that the other day. But no funky lumps and bumps, nothing like that. And I'm still able to either put this on my belt loop, or sometimes I end up just carrying it on my finger like so. And then I just have my phone right over here, but that's it. That's what fits inside of the Gucci Ophidia Key Pouch. Small, but mighty. I mean, and it's just a matter of playing Tetris and what it is that you want to carry with you. So I absolutely love it. There we go. And the million-dollar question, do I recommend this? I do. I think that it is an awesome small leather good. I think that it's small, it's spacious, it's versatile. It has a lot more pros than it has cons, at least for myself. Do I think that this is the end-all be-all pouch? Definitely not. Are there other pouches out there that serve the same purpose? Absolutely. It's just a matter of personal preference. So I think it's great. I do like having a little bit of versatility when it comes to small leather goods. But there are so many amazing key pouches and so many amazing different types of small leather goods that, again, end up serving the same purpose. It's all a matter of what you like and how you end up viewing this item. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to give you a little bit more information, and I will be putting links on the description box below if you guys want to check it out. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.